Welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is really to cut through the noise and give you simple, practical steps to unlock your English fluency.
Yeah.
We're drawing all our insights from a really helpful guide called Achieve English Fluency.
And our goal here is to deliver this knowledge in a way that's quick, thorough, and hopefully full of those aha moments,
Yeah.
without overwhelming you.
Right.
We want you to walk away not just knowing what to do, but really understanding why these steps are so powerful for your fluency journey.
Okay, let's kick things off with something that surprises quite a few people. Fluency isn't really about speaking at lightning speed. It's a common trap, isn't it? Thinking faster equals better.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental reframe, really, shifting the focus from sheer speed to the actual quality of your communication, clarity, confidence, and that natural flow.
Our source defines fluency as speaking smoothly, with fewer pauses, and using natural words and phrases.
So less robotic.
Exactly. What this really means is that you can still be incredibly fluent even if you speak slowly, as long as you're clear and confident in what you're saying.
Yeah.
Think of it more like a smooth river than a rushing waterfall, just clear, consistent, and flowing naturally.
That's a really powerful distinction, I think, for many listeners. It immediately shifts the focus from maybe anxiety to genuine progress.
Right.
If it's not about speed, what's the biggest mental block this kind of redefinition removes for someone who's just starting to push past their comfort zone in speaking?
Well, it removes that huge pressure, doesn't it? That pressure to perform at some kind of artificial pace.
Yeah.
When you understand that fluency is really about clarity and confidence, not a race, you become less self-conscious about every single word. You focus more on getting your ideas across effectively. It's liberating, actually, truly.
Okay, so if fluency isn't just about speed, why do so many of us still feel stuck? Our guide dives deep into the core reasons, and they're incredibly relatable hurdles for English learners.
They really are. The guide points out 3 primary struggles. First, many learners think too much in their native language.
The translation trap.
Exactly. Mentally translating every word before speaking, it just creates this bottleneck.
Right.
Second, there's a significant fear of making mistakes. This can completely paralyze conversation and, it prevents practice.
Avoidance.
And third, people often put way too much emphasis on grammar rules in isolation, kind of neglecting the actual speaking practice itself.
Okay.
This really makes you consider, are we prioritizing perfection over actual progress?
That's a great question.
Yeah, and the crucial insight here is that fluency comes through consistent practice, not by waiting for some mythical moment of perfection that might never arrive.
That's such an important call to action. It really underscores that these struggles are pretty universal. And the solution isn't about avoiding errors, but like you said, just showing up and putting in the time.
Precisely.
So, with these common roadblocks identified, what's the path forward? Let's explore the practical, actionable advice our source provides to tackle these issues head on.
Okay, so our guide offers 5 incredibly effective tips. The first one is to think in English.
Okay, how does that work practically?
Well, it means you actively try to stop translating from your native language in your head. You start small. Simply describe what you see around you in English, even just silently to yourself.
Like narrating your surroundings.
Exactly. The power here is that you're essentially bypassing that mental middleman of translation. When you describe what you see, you're training your brain to connect concepts directly to English words. You're building new neural pathways for truly natural expression.
Right.
It's like building a direct highway instead of taking a winding back road,
Gotcha. Makes sense. What's tip number 2?
The second tip is to practice every day. Now, the guide emphasizes that even just 5-10 minutes daily makes a profound difference.
So not hours and hours.
Not necessarily. You can talk to yourself, maybe narrate your day, or even record your voice and listen back.
Ooh. Listening back can be tough, but useful.
It can be, yeah. But this consistent, bite-sized exposure builds that muscle memory for speaking English. It makes it feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of your routine. It's all about the compounding effect of small effort.
Okay, daily practice, even short bursts. What's next?
Third, learn phrases, not just words. This is a big one. Instead of just memorizing the word book, learn a whole phrase like, can I borrow this book?
Right, learn language in chunks.
Precisely. This is vital because phrases give you these ready-made, natural chunks of language that native speakers actually use. They act like building blocks you can immediately drop into conversations. It makes your speech sound far more authentic and fluent than just piecing individual words together.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Tip number 4.
Tip number 4. listen and copy. This technique is often called shadowing.
Shadowing, okay.
Yeah, it involves watching English shows, listening to podcasts, or watching YouTube videos, and then actively repeating what you hear. Try to match the intonation, the rhythm, maybe even the speed.
So mimicking.
Essentially, yes. But it's not just about pronunciation. It's about internalizing the kind of musicality of English and how common expressions are actually used in context. It helps you sound less like a textbook and more like, well, a native speaker.
Internalizing the rhythm. I like that. And the last tip.
And finally, tip 5 is don't fear mistakes. Our source strongly reassures us that mistakes are simply proof you're learning.
That's easier said than done sometimes, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But native speakers will almost always still understand you, even with mistakes.
That really resonates. I know personally when I was learning a new language, the fear of sounding foolish was just huge. It almost felt like a spotlight was on every single word I uttered. How does our guide suggest we truly shift that internal narrative beyond just telling ourselves, don't be afraid?
Well, it's really about reframing those mistakes. See them as necessary feedback, not failures.
Okay, feedback.
Yeah, every wrong word is actually a data point telling you where you might need to focus a bit more. The guide implicitly suggests that the discomfort of making a mistake is far, far less damaging than the paralysis of not speaking at all.
Right, the cost of silence is higher.
Exactly. And when you embrace that, each seemingly small shift, when you practice it consistently, starts to compound. It builds your confidence and capability almost without you noticing. I mean, it's how we learned our first language, right? Trial and error.
Very true. Those 5 tips offer a really solid framework. And speaking of action, the guide offers a specific, straightforward exercise that lets you immediately apply these principles.
Yes, it's quite simple, but powerfully effective. Here's the practice they suggest. First, pick a topic, something easy like my favorite food or maybe what I did today.
Okay, low-pressure topics.
Exactly. Then speak about it for just 1 minute without stopping.
1 minute straight.
1 minute straight. And the absolute key here is not to worry about grammar or perfection. Just keep the words flowing.
Okay, focus on flow, not accuracy.
Precisely. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But think about it. We don't learn to walk by reading a book on walking. We learn by taking steps and, well, falling sometimes. This exercise is your safe space to fall verbally and immediately get back up, building that muscle memory for spoken English. Do this daily, and you'll definitely notice significant improvements in your ability to think and speak on the fly.
Interesting.
And sometimes you'll surprise yourself with what you can actually say in just 60 seconds when you're not censoring yourself.
This 1 minute exercise sounds incredibly simple, yet, like you said, potentially powerful. I challenge everyone listening, give it a try immediately after this deep dive. Just pick a topic, set a timer for 1 minute, and let the words flow without judgment. You might be surprised how liberating it feels just to speak without that internal editor constantly interrupting. So wrapping things up, what does this all mean? Our source reminds us that fluency is definitely a journey. It takes time, but every single small step you take really counts.
That's right. And the immediate call to action is clear. Start practicing today. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it might never come.
Right.
It really makes you consider, are we waiting for that perfect moment to start, or are we willing to just be imperfect and begin? Because often perfection is the enemy of progress, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Remember, as our guide concludes, practice every day and fluency will follow. We encourage you to think about which single small step from today's deep dive you will commit to starting today to begin your own journey toward fluency.